Hi, I'm here today with Holly Reese, otherwise known as the Lavender Legend, and she is a San Francisco Bay Area athlete and coach. And she is here today to talk about reclaiming her Guinness World Record for the most push-ups ever done by a woman in 1 hour.
I'm a healthy aging coach specializing in teaching adults 65 and over how to create and maintain a healthy, active lifestyle. It plays into why I attempted to first set the Guinness World Record for the first time ever. And that first initial record was 1,036 push-ups in an hour. And then the next month, I wasn't very happy with the first record. I knew I could do more. Next month, I got 1,207, and it was broken, and I got remotivated to try and reclaim the title. In my work, I like to be a role model of what you can do, what's possible to do at any age, regardless of age. Never give up on your dreams. You want to do something, just set your mind and go for it, because you can do it. And that's kind of my motto, my tagline. Age is irrelevant. And it also speaks to, I learned a lot about that in decade-long, nearly fatal autoimmune illness called mixed connective tissue disorder. I was completely disabled, atrophied, down to a twig, and I worked my way back into health step by step, despite what doctors told me, which was that for the rest of my life, I was just going to be miserable and probably die early. And they offered no hope whatsoever. But I ignored that, set my mind on recovery, and started going. And what you can achieve with what you want to achieve is anything. Part of that was a reason. Also, what's in there a little bit is I've always wanted to set a Guinness World Record since I was a kid. I used to get the book every year. And what can I do? I love push-ups. It's my favorite exercise since I was a kid. I did my research. What does Guinness want? And started training. Inch by inch, step by step.
So Hal, tell us about how you're training for this Guinness World Record.
All right, it's a lot different than the last time I was training. Last time I was training, there were a lot of push-ups in there, but I wasn't really training myself for speed or, that much precision. I trained well enough to get to 1207, but the new record is 1575, which is a huge leap from 1207. So I had to do the training for it, the record attempt this time in a much more organized fashion. Mondays are pace days, and I'll do 45 minutes of maintaining a pace, like say 26 push-ups a minute for 10 minutes, jump into 27, jump to 28. Tuesday is pace under fatigue. So I'm really sore. Today's a Tuesday. I'm really sore from yesterday. And I hit it again, a shorter time period, like maybe only a half an hour of, say, 12-minute segments of holding a pace. Another important factor is low to the ground training. It's precision work where you hang out and you do the bottom half of the push-ups. And you have to build a lot of endurance at the bottom edge of the push-up. Thursday is overspeed, where I'm doing 31 push-ups a minute, which is crazy fast. And then the very next day is my endurance day, 60 minutes. And I love this, my little setup here. I love how it works. This carpet, it makes a little handprint. My timer is right here in front of my face. Okay, I know what I'm gonna be doing. I stretch out, hit my timer, and start going. The way this works, this flow is so much better than my previous training. I'm very pleased. I feel that I'm confidently moving towards my goal and that I'll be ready by the June 14th to break this record. This is my Bible. everything is recording here. How I did, I make notes. If I need to change things, I will. It's just week after week, I track what I'm doing. It feels really good. I've never felt stronger in my life at any time. And I'm having fun. I'm having fun with this training.
So, Hall, that was really informative, and it was really cool to hear about how you're training for this event. Can you tell us a little bit more about the training, that if you have anything else to add?
I'm glad that you asked, because actually I do. You need to breathe through your nose. I keep my mouth shut the entire time, breathe through my nose and try and calm my breathing. And that's because if you start panting, you release a lot of carbon dioxide. You actually need to hold in the carbon dioxide because it's the ratio of carbon dioxide to oxygen in the bloodstream that allows the oxygen to be released into the muscles. The first time I started breathing through my nose, I doubled the number of push-ups I was doing in that first session.
So, Holly, can you tell us a little bit about what you eat to train for this kind of event?
Sure. Basically, in the mornings, I'll do a protein shake. I use plant-based protein powder. Protein shake, I'll put in some super mushroom herbs. I'll throw in extra collagen into my protein shake. I'll throw in some greens, some kale and spinach. I like to throw that in there, maybe an apple, and some extra greens, organic green powder. Throw that all in, blend it up. It tastes great, and that gets me started. Plus oatmeal, almond milk, nuts, seeds, some good stuff in there. That's pretty much my breakfast. Lunch, I am really into Vietnamese pho soups. They help you keep hydrated. Throw in lots of veggies, lots of protein. That is my main meal of the day. And then in the evenings, I'll do another protein, chicken or fish, and a big salad. In addition, I take a few really helpful supplements. One is it's a nitric oxide supplement that really helps increase your circulation, and it's really important for keeping the muscles oxygenated and building endurance. I've noticed a difference. And also creatine, an amino acid. It's not essential. You do make it yourself, but supplementing it really helps build strength. I've noticed a difference in the speed at which I can build strength. And then I make sure that I get all the nutrition I need. I take my multivitamins, my extra calcium, magnesium. I'm an acupuncturist, so there are Chinese longevity herbs in there. Get my DHAs, my omegas, and I do extra vitamin D. And you really need to stay hydrated with this kind of training. Huge. And keep up on your electrolytes. If I screw up even a day, I miss my electrolytes, I'll get cramps. So that's really important. At night, I do my turmeric, black pepper, and almond milk warmed up for inflammation. I do ancient Chinese martial arts formula to keep the tendons and ligaments strong and help speed muscle recovery from my training. And there you have it.
So, Hall, thank you so much for spending the time to do this interview with us. It's been both motivating and inspiring, and I personally am looking so forward to the event. By the way, when is it and where?
Great question, Jeannie. It's June 14th, 2026 at Finish Hall in Berkeley. Google Finish Hall, you'll get their calendar. It's free, live, open to the public. Everyone is welcome. Bring your friends and family. And starts prompt. Public arrival time is 4 p.m. We'll get started shortly thereafter. And I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a blast.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.